everyone, Indez here. I am here on the stream together with the chat to actually go and do the best free-to-play PvP class tier list. It's been a very requested tier list. The chat just kept asking, so we're gonna go. I have been rank 1 for the past seasons. Right now, I was playing Wizard, I played Barbarian, I played Tempest, I played most of the classes, and I think I got pretty good experience to actually give my opinion on this, not only with the classes that I play, but also with the classes that I see other people playing. So let's start with the Tempest. I feel like Tempest right now, we gotta say that Tempest, I will put it right now at the lower A tier, or maybe like A plus. Now, I will say like Tempest right now, for me, from my experience, it was lacking on something that was pretty much like the carry potential. I felt like I could do damage, I could kill the backline, but then I didn't have like that power that I needed to kill and carry the game as I saw in the past other people do. I feel like the damage of Tempest is kind of lower, and we are talking about someone that I'm playing like with 1200 resonance, but between like 1000 resonance, 3000, it is pretty much similar. So you may be lacking, especially when it comes to this carry potential. Also, it is a class that's gonna require a lot of skill for you to go and master, because if you just get caught out of the blue without flowing strike to leave the CC immunity, you're just pretty much gonna get one-shotted, and you kind of don't want that. You want to go and be able to carry as much as you can your team, and that's why you pick Tempest. It is to carry games, but right now it's feeling weaker than in the past, and for that I will put it at A tier. We have here Wizard. Wizard, it is the class that I played for the, for the last weeks. I will say like the learning curve of Wizard is pretty much gonna be, you're gonna probably just hate the class in the beginning, and then as you keep getting better at like kiting is like when you're like, you leave your CC and you just keep the distance between the enemies, you will be finding yourself in a position that you're gonna keep getting better and better, and that's what you want to be. You want to become better, and then you just realize that, okay, I am playing Wizard, my role, it is to be a support. You don't go and try to play like this kamikaze battle mage thing as a free-to-play, because you're just gonna get one-shotted. It's not gonna work for you. So go with the CC build, put the teleport with the shield, and it is an incredible support as a free-to-play. I feel that if you have a Wizard on your team inside the Battlegrounds, it will actually be more beneficial if you are one of the lowest resonance people, because Wizard doesn't have almost any carry potential, even if you're a massive whale. So in that sense, I will put Wizard at S tier, just because even though it is a class that you're gonna probably struggle in the beginning, but if you just get slightly good at it, the potential of you just like helping to carry games, especially when you tag team with the Barb, like to push the idol, it is just immense. It is really, really good as a free-to-play support class, and for that, I think is well-deserved. If you want one class in your backline in Battlegrounds, it is gonna be Wizard, and I think it takes the cake. Now we have here Demon Hunter. I think Demon Hunter is a class that it still does and outputs a lot of damage in pretty much any resonance, but I feel like Demon Hunter, like any class, DPS class, you are very attached to the power that you can output. And if you're a low resonance or a free-to-play, your damage will just tickle all these whales, okay? If you get a big barb in front of you, if you have, like a monk coming with a helicopter and chasing you, you're just gonna you're just gonna die, okay? And even if you try to output damage on them, it's not gonna do a lot. Of course, you can also go with the summons. Summons usually is the most viable build to actually go with the Demon Hunter. It can do a lot of damage. It can actually be very, very annoying to play against if you have a lot of map awareness. But I feel like to have a Summoner's Demon Hunter, I actually rather have on my team a Wizard, because it's gonna pretty much fill up the same role. So in this sense, I will say that I will put Demon Hunter in actually D tier. And that's pretty much like the reason, because right now the damage, if you're facing whales, which I am, understand, like I play at the high tier lane, legend, any of these classes, doesn't matter what I'm gonna do, where I'm gonna place them, you are gonna be able to make them work from like bronze to legend. You just are. Like, almost any class can carry into legend. Once you get to legend, things just change. Because now you're gonna be playing against whales, massive whales, 6, 7, 8, 12, like, it's crazy. So, in this sense, I feel like Demon Hunter, it is probably not the class you wanna pick. Now we have here Crusader. Well, Crusader right now, it is in a position, especially as a free-to-play, that you are almost forced to go two ways. Or you go like this shield charge, jumping, fun, big damage, big burst build. Or you go into like a completely support class. And I played both styles. I feel like whenever I went like full support, I was not tanky enough. I was not adding a lot to the team. You know, that's what I felt, because the BGs are still full of like Spartas, Barbs. Barb, it is just like super overwhelming around the idol. And as a Crusader, as a free-to-play, it's just like not a good feeling, because like you're like in this very awkward position that you want to help on the idol, but you really can't stay on the idol. You kind of have to go into the backline. You can only go whenever you have the bubble, but then you put the bubble and you can actually not push the idol. So it is like in a very weird position right now. Maybe like the meta will change, but right now I'll probably put like as a B tier. I think it's a fair, it is still viable. You can play it, but I would probably like not recommend to play it. The reality is like you just have like stronger classes in the game right now to play, right? So with this in mind, I feel like Crusader, it just drops to B tier just because of that. Now we have Necromancer. I feel like Necromancer, it is on the rise. I haven't played it in a while, but from what I see, it has a very annoying playstyle. And if you go with the Feared plus Immobilized with the Corpse Lance, maybe you can still add something to the team, right? Not only that, you have like multiple lives. You're like a cat. You have like you have the gladiator. You have the savior. You have the border time. So you have a lot of things and a lot of tools to actually go. And now there's like these new instances that just came for Necromancer, made it like very interesting. There's like this debuff that now you put on the target that if they keep spamming the skills, they will do less damage. So it is on the rise. I feel that Necromancer, it is probably, as a free-to-play, I think that it is below Tempest, but it is above Crusader, okay? This is just my opinion at the end of the day. The reality is like, even if I go to play Necromancer, you can go into the backline, you can be very annoying against like the wizards, but this is a team play, like when it, especially inside the BGs, right? Like this is a team player game, right? And I think I prefer to have on my team Tempest than having Necromancer to kill the backline. That's just how I feel. But maybe in the near future, I feel like we may see Necromancer rising to the S tier, just because the support potential, it is there, but I feel like the class, it is still not there. You know what? Let's put it at A tier, just because as a free-to-play, you just have like so many lives, and I feel like it's still fair. I think it is definitely below Tempest, so we're gonna keep Tempest, but Necromancer has potential as a free-to-play for the future. And also, it is what he actually made me go and put him here at the A tier. It is a class that is pretty straightforward to play. There's not like required as much skill as it is Tempest, so for that, I think it's just like deserved for the A tier. Okay, now we have here Monk. Monk, it is definitely on the rise. And if you go and you farm all these new Eraban, the Endure and Resistance sets, you can definitely become way more tanky. But the reality is like most people don't have those sets, right? Most people, they just go with the set that they have. And there's like here a downside when it comes to the Monk. It is at high tier legend. If you get caught by the CC, which you will, because there is a lot of wizards playing around, you're just gonna die. You're just gonna die. And you don't have a lot of dashes. I mean, you have like the primary attack that you pretty much gonna, with the Fist of Thunder, you're gonna be able to teleport. You have healing, which is nice. I'm talking mainly about the helicopter build, because I think it is the best build for it. I see like another builds around there, like that they flip you in the air, like with the flying dragon kick or flying kick or something like that. That also, I feel like, it is just an annoying build, but I feel like it doesn't add a lot to the team, you know? Like, it's just an annoying build. I feel like if you go with Monk and you keep chasing, and helicopter build on Monk, it is doing insane amount of damage. But at high level, this is so hard because like at high tier legend, I remember as a monk, I started struggling a lot whenever I got caught against some whales. Whenever I caught like just a barbarian or something, a ultra barb or something, like I just got destroyed, you know? So I had like not a lot of escapes. I only had the Savior and the Glad. So for that, probably we're gonna put like Monk at A-. I think it's fair. Even if you farm Ereban and you have all the mid-max things, maybe you can push it like to A or A+, just because you're gonna become more tanky. But the problem, once again, is like there is so many wizards on the battleground that it's just gonna make your life miserable playing as a monk. Now we have here Barbarian. Well, Barbarian, you guys know that I'm a fan, but the main reason is I feel like 100% we have to still put Barbarian most likely here at the S tier when it comes to PvP. And the reason is always and will always be is a low skilled class to play. Anyone can play this class. It doesn't require a lot of affixes to make it work, because at the end of the day, even if you don't know how to play Barb and you just shove yourself into the idol and you bring your Spartus to dispel the Undying Rage of the other Barbs and you just stay there until you die with your Undying Rage, you're gonna be able to do your job. Okay, so for me, I think it's one of the easiest class to play. You still need some map awareness, and there is a few things that you can do to become a better Barb. But what I'm saying is like the entry level for a Barb, it is very easy. You just buff up, you go to the idol, and Spartus, boom. Then you wait for dying, and then you go again. So you have still high carry potential as a Barb, just because as a tank, you do so much damage. Not only that, you have the Spartus, which is like this massive dispel. And you just have a lot of survivability thanks to Undying Rage. And while Undying Rage, it is still the way it is, it will be the most forgiving class to play. PvE and PvP, but especially in PvP, because whenever you go against a 10k well, or a 3k well, or not a 3k well, but like a 5k or 6k, it doesn't really matter. As long as you have your Undying, you're gonna still be able to survive. And that's the main reason why I feel like as a tank, Barbarian is still just dominates the idol. It is one of the reasons why Crusader, it is in B tier, is because Barbarian exists. And while Barbarian still is the king of the idol, I don't think Crusader will have a lot of shot, especially as a free-to-play. So, Blood Knight. Well, Blood Knight, as you guys are seeing, and I recently just changed to Blood Knight thanks to the class that you guys picked. I think that this class for a free-to-play, even if I go and I farm all the Erebans and all the things, I may be wrong, and I hope that I'm wrong. But I feel like my experience, it is gonna be miserable. I will probably put Blood Knight as a free-to-play in the C tier. I will have to test it out. I think will still be viable, but I feel like my experience will be miserable. There is like this new infinite dash spear build. The main issue is like you are very vulnerable to CC, but that's why you go and farm these Ereban affixes, endure, that gives you evade. Whenever you evade, you get the shield. So we're gonna try to make ourselves like slightly more tanky, like with all this immunity. Whenever you get the shield, you get 2 hits of immunity. So we will try to make ourselves a bit more tanky. But as I saw other Blood Knights trying, and the average Blood Knight, except if he's a whale, they do very badly. You know, they still bring a bit of pressure on the others wizards, but overall they don't bring a lot of impact. And to be honest, I am considering like if I should not bring Demon Hunter a bit more to the top. No, I feel like, to be honest, I feel like Blood Knight as it is, it still brings a bit more. It brings more pressure, it brings more annoyance. I feel like you can do more stuff than it's just like you have shields, you have dashes, and you have damage. So I think like just in that sense, you're going to be more useful than the Demon Hunter. So this is right now my PvP free-to-play tier list. At the end of the day, this is my opinion. You guys can agree or disagree either way. So with this, if you like it, don't forget to subscribe. And with this, thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.